Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's warm out, feels good, and not as warm as yesterday, but we continue to have the spring tease, sunshine and glimpses of warmth. The heat's turned up on the Hill a little bit in a favorable way. Judge Merrick Garland will very likely be approved in the next several days as Attorney General. He's Joe Biden's nominee. And there's no indication of any problem with his nomination in the sense of him being cleared by the Senate. I think this is a great appointment because this is a man who has both wisdom and passion and experience, and particularly in cases involving terrorism. So, like the Oklahoma bomber case and the Unabomber case, he was involved in both of those. And there are two things about having experience in a particular kind of case. One is, of course, that experience informs your discretion how to conduct another investigation. But also, if you find that you're curious and attracted to that kind of case, then you add something to its prosecution to inform the discretion of the prosecutor to go forward or not. And we do have a connection between Stone and the terrorist groups, and there may be more. And a good investigation could turn that information out and make it a case. So that's a pretty exciting aspect of what his administration may mean. I'm sure we'll disagree with the Justice Department about other things. It's inevitable. But it won't be anything like the Barr administration, in which we had a mouthpiece for unlawful behavior by the chief executive, Trump. So that's pretty exciting stuff. The two things that happened on the House side last night, which are important, are two bills. One is the George Floyd Justice Bill, if you will, in which the House proposes to attack systemic racism in the police departments across the nation by setting certain statements, certain standards. You can't have a chokehold. We keep track of the bad apples who are involved in this. I mean, consider the arrogance of these officers who do this while they're being taped and photographed. And, example and point is, of course, what happened to George Floyd, with an officer with his knee to his neck as he couldn't breathe and died while people could see it for, and I'm sorry I've said this before, a so-called $20 counterfeit bill that they couldn't have proved he knew was counterfeit. The second bill that passed in the House was a bill having to do with campaign finance and electoral conduct across the nation to set standards. Pelosi called it HR1 to emphasize how important it was to the Republic. And it has campaign finance objectives, but it also does things like propose to extend the number of days one can vote, protects mail-in ballots, a whole series of reforms. Now, here's the real problem. Both these bills go to the Senate. Now, in the past, McConnell would just sit on them. So what's changed? Well, what's changed is we have a majority, but to pass these bills, we have to overcome a filibuster. A filibuster means 60 votes to stop a filibuster, people running on. So, under the present rules, these two bills, if the filibuster stays in place, are dead on arrival. So what do we have to do? There is, ironically, a way to do this. You can override the filibuster with a majority vote. You would think that to override a requirement that takes 60 votes, you would need 60 votes, but no. And that's the beauty of it. So where's the problem? The problem is we have two senators, including Manchin from West Virginia, who are opposed to changing the filibuster rule. So we can taste these reforms, but we have two senators who are resisting it. So if you want to do something worthwhile, call and email Manchin and the companion senator and let them know that the filibuster has to go. We need these reforms. We need them badly. And we can't always find something like the budget reconciliation that requires only a majority vote to get things done. And our nation needs these reforms, needs them now, and they're necessary to protect the equality of American citizens on the one hand, and the right to vote in the republic on the other, to protect it from the autocrats who don't want things to be democratic. So have a good day. I'll be out tomorrow. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.